guys, and happy Bookmas! Welcome to day one of Bookmas. My name is Maddie and I will be posting bookish videos or reading vlogs for the first 12 days of December, so make sure you're subscribed down below and I hope you'll stick around. This is my third year filming Bookmas and we're going big this year. We're starting with a bang. This video is going to be a 24-hour readathon. I've filmed 2 of these on my channel before where I do 24 hours straight and try to stay up and read for as long as I'm able to. And those videos are fun. They don't necessarily drain me that much because I do go to sleep for a few hours. I mean, you have to. But for this readathon, I decided to do something a little different and read for 24 hours over 2 days. I was originally going to do 2 days, but since I have some free time tonight, it's Friday, I think I'm going to make it a weekend readathon and just try to get maybe 2 hours in tonight. I will obviously stop the clock when I'm not reading, like when I go to my workout class, when I take a shower, when I'm eating dinner. But I'm not going to be too tedious about it. Like if I have to film a clip for this video, I'm just going to let the timer run for a minute or 2. Sue me. I will let you guys know when I start the timer here in a few hours, and then I'll update you on what I'm currently reading. Bookmas!
We've come so far, so we should stay a while. Just take it slow. Focus on you and I. So much to do, so much to say. Just let it wait, or we can take our time. Feel the desire, baby. Don't wanna let this go. It's so...
I just stopped the clock for Friday night and I ended up reading a little over an hour and 30 minutes, which is not as much as I thought I was going to read tonight, but considering I wasn't originally going to start this challenge until Saturday morning, we're gonna take it. Anything that will help me and set me up for success tomorrow. I've been reading 2 books. While I was cleaning up around the house, I was listening to an audiobook. I borrowed a memoir from the Libby app because it was available right away. And the only audiobooks that really capture my attention and that I can follow for some reason, memoirs. I'll listen to a thriller or a romance every now and then if I just want something to listen to, but I almost never rate those books highly when I listen to them because I just can't pay attention to the plot. But memoirs make sense to me for some reason, and I love listening to the author's story in their own voice. I don't know, maybe it's because they talk about their life in chronological order. It just makes sense to me, but I love listening to a memoir, that's for sure. So I borrowed Kelly Bishop's memoir called The Third Gilmore Girl. If you're familiar with Gilmore Girls, Emily Gilmore is Lorelai's mom and Rory's grandma. And so I'm excited to learn a little bit more about her because I'm obviously a big fan of the show. I listened to 15% of it tonight. And then I also picked back up a thriller I'm currently in the middle of. It is called Kilman Creek, and it is the second book in a 5-book thriller series, which now that I'm thinking about it, this is my first day of Bookmas because I wanted to start Bookmas with a bang and, you know, do a 24-hour readathon. But the video that I read the first book in this thriller series is on day 3 of Bookmas. So sorry about that. I'm pre-filming everything, obviously. Quick summary of the first book in the series. The story follows Gwen and her 2 kids, and they have to relocate and essentially go into hiding after they figure out their dad and Gwen's husband is a serial killer. He's caught and he's in prison, and they are still in danger because his victims' family members are sending them death threats. So they move to this small town and everything seems fine until a body shows up in their neighborhood. There is a huge cliffhanger at the end of it that made me want to pick up the second book, and I really can't tell you anything else because it's just gonna be a spoiler, but I will let you guys know my final thoughts on this book. I'm about halfway through with it right now, and I'm definitely going to pick this up first thing tomorrow morning and finish it.
I don't wanna call you later. You're tearing my heart up.
love this thriller. Let's see if it's gonna end in a cliffhanger. Well, it's going to end in a cliffhanger because it's part of the series, but I don't know which direction it's going at all. I don't know how they're gonna add conflict back into it because they solved everything as far as I know. Wait. That's weird. It didn't really end with a cliffhanger, so if you only wanted to read the first two, I guess you could. I definitely want to continue the series because I'm really enjoying it and I know the characters, so I might as well continue it. But I'm not going to read the third book in this video. I'm gonna pick something off of my physical TBR and I'll let you guys know what I decide. I have 16 hours and 10 minutes left in this 24-hour readathon, and you guys watched me finish my first book, Kilman Creek. I'm honestly a little let down by the ending. If it was a crazy cliffhanger, I would have picked up the third book right away, but since things are tied up for now, I think I'm gonna set down the series at least for this weekend and read something else in this video, and then maybe pick it up later next week. The second book had so much more action than the first book, and it was kind of scary and a little more gory, but I would definitely recommend this series. I think I liked the second book in the series better, but I'm not exactly sure. I rated the first book 4 stars, and now I think I should have rated the first book 3.5, and this one is 4 stars? I don't exactly know. I'm gonna let them both be 4 stars for now. Let me talk about some of the books I'm considering for this video. We have In the Weeds by B.K. Borson. I think I read First Time Caller by B.K. Borson and I thought it was cute. So I could read this one because it has been sitting on my bookshelves for a minute. I still have the sticker from Costco on here and I wish I would have taken it off when I bought it because now it is permanently on there. This could be a fun fall romance. I think it's fall based on the cover. We could read Small Things Like These by Claire Keegan. I bought this recently and it is a short story that takes place in Ireland. I definitely want to read this in this video, but I think I'm gonna start it tomorrow morning. We have Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and I really want to read this soon, but I hear it's kind of slow in the beginning and I want to jump right into something and be invested in it because this is a 24-hour readathon. We don't have any time to waste, but I promise I will be reading this soon. I could go with a favorite author of mine, Ali Hazelwood, and read the stab novellas and Love to Love You. There are 3 books in here. The first one is Under One Roof, Stuck With You, or Below Zero. Those could be fun, but I think I'm going to go with The Bright Years. This is on my end of year TBR and I've seen nothing but amazing things about it. Seems like an emotional read about family trauma and healing, and people say it is really emotional but that they can't put it down, and most people read it in one sitting. It is around 260 pages and this has potential to be a 5-star read. Let's start reading this. Hey guys, I just finished the third Gilmore Girl by Kelly Bishop and we have 13 hours and 15 minutes left in this challenge. I spent the last hour and a half cleaning the house because I have a guest coming to stay with me next week. Shout out Chandler if you're watching this. And I got down to business and I finished the audiobook while I was doing that and I was on the verge of tears, and then also I was smiling at the end of it. I loved it. I loved that so much more than I thought I would. At first I wasn't that invested in it. Like, I was paying attention and I was learning a lot about her, but I was just like, okay, like, this is a pretty good memoir. Like, I would recommend this. But by the end of it, like, I don't know. I just respect her so much. Okay, let's talk about some parts I loved. I love her love for animals. She never had any children, but she always rescued dogs. And I can't remember if she talked about cats, but I know she had a few rescue dogs. And when she talked about losing her most recent dog at the end, and like, what's that like when you know you have to let go of a pet? I about lost it. I also appreciated her viewpoint on motherhood and why she chose to never have children. Because from a young age, her mom told her, like, don't have kids if you want to have freedom, which is such an interesting thing for a mother to say, because if my mother told me that, then I would think that she hated me, you know? But since her and her mother were close, that wasn't her mother like telling her she didn't love her daughter. It was just her mother looking out for her because she knew her daughter and her dreams of being an actress and dancer and stuff like that. So that was like a refreshing point of view to see, because everybody just shoves motherhood down your throat these days. And it was just nice to see a different point of view. I'm not saying I have anything against that. I definitely want to be a mother, but a different take is nice every now and then. And her relationship with her second husband, Lee, they're perfect for each other. And when she talked about his cancer and him passing away, oh my gosh, I cannot imagine. I could just tell that their relationship was everything to her. She didn't talk that much about Gilmore Girls, which I kind of expected, because Gilmore Girls was only a small part of her life, but obviously she has the fondest memories about it and memories with the cast, so I did love hearing about that. But definitely don't go into this thinking this is just like a Gilmore Girls tell-all memoir, because it's definitely not, but I think she talked about it the perfect amount. I honestly would give this memoir 5 stars. I used to avoid rating memoirs, but lately I'm like, if I enjoyed a memoir, it's 5 stars. They spoke their truth, they shared their story, and if it caught my attention, 5 stars. Now, if I don't like a memoir, I just won't rate it. I am going back to The Bright Years. I only read a little bit earlier before I went on my walk, so I'll check in with you guys before I go to bed. Guys, this book is going to be 5 stars. I already know it. I'm on page 83. I've been on the verge of tears the entire time I'm reading this book. Every sentence packs a punch, and the writing is beautiful, but it's also heartbreaking. This is like my perfect book, and I'm scared to finish it. I think I'm going to sob my eyes out. Maybe I'll read some quotes tomorrow. I don't know if I will. I think you guys just need to read this book. It's incredible. This book is ruining my life. Ruining my life in the best way, because I love it, of course. I'm stopping on page 126 tonight, and I just paused the timer, and I have to read 9 hours and 39 minutes tomorrow. I gotta be honest, I was a little distracted before I sat down and read this book earlier. I was texting some of my friends, posted a TikTok, but then I really locked in, and man, I am glad I picked up this book. And honestly, I don't even want to go to bed right now, but I know that I should because it's 11:32. But this book has me up. I did not yawn once while reading it. I am locked in. This book is just breaking my heart. And honestly, I'm scared for the ending. My chest feels tight. I'm not even kidding you. Like, look, you can kind of see there are tears forming in my eyes right now. I really have been on the verge of tears this entire book. It's just so emotional. And it makes me ache for my family and my parents. And I just don't know. I don't know what's going on. Why is this book making me so damn emotional? My villain origin story might be this book having a heartbreaking ending, because I just can't. I'm sorry. I love a sad ending sometimes, but this one, I will not accept anything but happiness for the last page of this book. Look, I'm crying thinking about a sad ending. This book is just like showing me that you need to hug your family while they're still here. I'm not doing well. I don't want to stop reading this book, but we're finally at a happier moment where I feel peace and can go to bed. So I'm going to do exactly that. And I'll be finishing this book first thing tomorrow morning. I know what part I'm about to read, and I can't. I cannot take any more pain. My eye patches look ridiculous, sorry. You're kidding. You're kidding. I'm gonna take these off because they're gonna fall off. These are finally happy tears. I like how I didn't even say good morning or anything, like no intro. I just started sobbing about this book in like clip 1 of the morning. We have a lot of catching up to do because I just finished The Bright Years. I finished it right at the 6-hour mark, well, 6 hours left, and it was amazing. This is also the author's debut novel, Sarah Damoff. I can't believe how many incredible debut novels I've found lately. I mean, I can believe it because women are smart and perfect, but like this is a work of art. I think my Goodreads review sums it up. This was the easiest 5-star read I've ever read, but I will never read it again because my heart cannot handle it. It was so beautiful and profound and heartbreaking and moving. Clearly, I don't think I've cried this much about a book in a while, and it makes you want to hold your loved ones close, and it just like makes me worried that life is short, which the ending of this book was a little more hopeful than the 90% of it that was despair, but in the end there was like more of a hopeful message, and you know, love is worth the pain. Like even if you know you're going to lose someone, they are worth the risk, and I definitely agree with that. Love while you can, love everyone. No family is perfect. Parents don't have all the answers. It's their first time living life too. And I'm scared to lose everyone I love. Life is beautiful. That's what this book is about. It was so incredibly fast-paced. I did not want to put the book down because I was enjoying it that much, but I also did want to put it down to savor it. And also I had to put it down because my vision was blurry and I had to wipe my tears before I could continue reading. I don't know if I would recommend this book to people though, like because it just made me that sad. I mean, I obviously would recommend it. I love it, but you know, don't read this if you're not ready for it because it is so sad. I actually think one of the saddest books I've ever read, and somehow still beautiful. I guess that's life. I didn't even say what this book is about, but I've read the summary of it in so many of my TBR videos. Ryan and Lillian Bright are deeply in love, recently married, and now parents to a baby girl, Georgette, and they call her Jet. How cute is that? But Lillian has a son she hasn't told Ryan about, and Ryan has an alcohol addiction he hasn't told Lillian about. So Georgette comes of age watching their marriage rise and fall. When a shocking blow scatters their fragile trio, Georgette tries to distance herself from reminders of her parents. Years later, Lillian's son comes searching for his birth family, so Georgette must return to her roots, unearth her family's history, and decide whether she can open up to love for them or herself while there's still time. It is told from 3 points of view, and every point of view was more devastating. But really though, there is a lot of love and hope and grace in this book, so don't let that stop you from reading it if you don't like sad books. I genuinely think everybody in the world should read this book now. I don't know if I will ever reread this, and honestly I don't have to because it will sit with me forever now. I mean, I don't want to reread it in the best way. Like, that's how much pain it cost me. Okay, now we have 5.5 hours left, and I think Sam and I are about to go get a coffee and maybe lunch somewhere, so I am going to pause the timer unless I listen to my audiobook on the tram. I don't know if we're biking or taking the tram to get coffee. I did start another audiobook this morning while I was just getting settled and making coffee. I started, funny enough, a book by Lauren Graham, who is another Gilmore Girl. She plays Rory's mother, Lorelai, and her audiobook is called Talking as Fast as I Can. The audiobook is obviously read by her. She's so funny. It is almost a little too silly for me, but honestly, I need that after reading this. So I think it's the perfect audiobook I can listen to while I get ready, and I am 15% into it. I have 3 hours and 53 minutes of it left, and Lauren Graham is exactly like Lorelai. And it's called Talking as Fast as I Can because she's known for talking fast, and in Gilmore Girls she talks so fast. So it's funny that it's called that, and she genuinely talks so fast I'm listening to it on just one. But I normally listen to my audiobooks at least, I don't know, 1.3, and most times I get up to 1.5. I had this set at 1.2 and I kept turning it down because she is definitely a fast talker. I'll update you guys in a little bit, and I guess I'll show you how much time I have left before we leave, because I'll still be listening to the audiobook while I get ready. Goodbye. Can't believe I found a 5-star read in this video.
Saw your silhouette in the backlight. Swear we could have met in a past life. Dreaming every night like the last time. So I end all my days with you. Yeah, we should share a backseat in a taxi to get home.
Yes, I'm back in my camo shirt. So me. We have 2 hours and 12 minutes left. Since we got back from our little outing, I've been listening to Talking as Fast as I Can, and I only have like 50 minutes left, but I'm actually going to switch over and read a physical book for a little bit before I get too tired. It's still only 7:30. It just feels like midnight, and my timer says I'll be done with this right before 10. So I'm going to read my physical book for a little bit, and then maybe when I eat dinner, I'll finish the audiobook. I think I'm going to pick up In the Weeds by B.K. Borison, since this has been sitting on my TBR so long, and see if I can get, I don't know, maybe 50 pages of this in, and I will update you guys soon. I did end up finishing my 24-hour readathon last night around 11. I did finish the audiobook I was listening to, which is Talking as Fast as I Can by Lauren Graham, and then I ended up reading 60 pages of In the Weeds by B.K. Borison. Quick review of Lauren Graham's memoir. It wasn't my favorite memoir I've read, listened to, but it was funny, and it was exactly what I needed after finishing The Bright Years. Something random that has nothing to do with her book, but she made like 2 or 3 Amazing Race references, and that cracked me up because I'm a big Amazing Race fan. But other than that, I honestly feel like I didn't learn a ton about her life, because she would start talking about something and then go off on a tangent about some little thing that had nothing to do with anything in her life. And I guess that just kind of shows you more of her personality. Like, she's so fun and animated, and I guess that makes sense for her, but it didn't really translate well in the book. I guess it was better listening to her go off on that tangent, but if I was actually reading that, I would be like, what? I also feel like I missed out because she referenced a lot of pictures in this book, where obviously if I was reading it, I would be able to see and, like, I don't know, put 2 and 2 together. I liked how she talked more about the reboot. Kelly Bishop, I don't even know if she talked about it or she just like glanced over it, but I liked hearing about that. And it's crazy what streaming services did for Gilmore Girls. Kelly talked about that too. Obviously Netflix wasn't around when Gilmore Girls was filming until I think like the very end of the last season, and so when it finally got put on Netflix, it just blew up. I mean, even to this day, people are still watching Gilmore Girls, and I guess when Gilmore Girls did numbers on Netflix, that's what made the reboot happen. So that is so cool, and they probably never thought that was going to happen. I think that's all I have to say about that. Let's talk about this. In the Weeds. I do realize that this is the second book in an interconnected standalone series. The first one is Love Life Farms, which is a Christmas romance. I don't have that book, and you don't have to read them in order, so I'm not. I don't even know if this is a fall romance. I think I said it was earlier, but it might be spring. I'm confused because I've had 4 different months mentioned at the beginning of each chapter, and I can't follow the timeline. I know that we're flashing back to a scene that happened in the past, and then we're in the present, and then they fast forward again, and we're like even more in the present, the future. I don't know. The timeline isn't adding up, but I am interested to see where this goes. I'm not completely invested yet. Obviously, I'm only 60 pages in, but I'm definitely going to give it a chance. Let's do a quick recap of all the books I read in this video. I finished 4 books. Kilman Creek, The Third Gilmore Girl, The Bright Years, I never want to think about that book again, and Talking as Fast as I Can. I had a lot of fun filming this video. I enjoyed, honestly, all of these books, and I found a 5-star read. And I definitely felt more productive doing my readathon this way instead of trying to stay up and read while I'm tired. So I highly recommend this version of a readathon if you're interested. Definitely not feeling exhausted after filming this, and I actually want to keep reading. Thank you so much for watching the first day of Bookmas. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, you know what to do. Subscribe down below, give this video a big thumbs up, and comment that you love this video, unless you're fake. I'll be posting bookish videos for the next 11 days on this channel. I hope you guys will subscribe and stick around. See you tomorrow.